It is virtually impossible to live a life free of stress. Stress is very much a natural reaction both in your body and mind. Different experiences, good and bad, can trigger a stress response. As intensive care specialist Dr. Jorge Hidalgo points out, there's nothing wrong with experiencing some stress.
Stress is very difficult to define. However, and one of the important things is that stress is good for us because help us to keep going, but at some point as well, stress can be bad. Usually, as a normal response to the stress, the central nervous system sets some signals. Then at the beginning, we initially have some increase on the heart rate. We can also increase on the way we breathing is accelerated. Also, this nervous system sends some signals, and then it's an extra sugar, an extra fatty that give us energy.
The pounding heart and tense muscles and other responses can be good in the short term if you needed the added pressure in a sports game or getting a project done at work or even responding to a dangerous situation. This is called the flight or fight response in the body. Too often, though, people don't realize when their prolonged stress starts becoming detrimental to their health.
If we start to notice that we experience raises in the blood pressure after a stressful situation also, and in particular if you have a family history of being diabetic, diabetes in the family, then you ended with diabetes after a stressful situation, because the central nervous system sends signal, and we have a lot of energy in the form of glucose or sugar, and then the body is unable to handle that, and we ended with diabetes. Yeah. Also, we start to notice sometimes we didn't notice, but the people that are around us notice that we are becoming very irritable. We are not sleep well. The way also we conduct with other people, the interaction is not there. We have a withdrawal from the society, the social events. Also, we are start to eating very disorganized, craving for food. We start to either most of the time gain weight or losing excessive weight. I mean, it could be the extremes. When we start to notice that, then we need to realize that the stress is not being helpful to us. And also, if we have a predisposition of heart conditions, the stress can trigger heart attack. Normally, as we are getting old, the immune system weakens, and if we have a stressful situation, that puts us in a position where we can get an infection problem more easy and also difficult to deal with. And it's not necessarily been a bad stressful situation, even if, like, for example, someone is organizing a wedding party, that in a way is right, it's overwhelming, and that stress can predispose someone to get an infection because the immune system is weak.
If you feel that you've been experiencing chronic stress, then you need to do your best to regain control, because ultimately your health depends on it.
It's difficult, and especially if what is the stressor. Sometimes could be work, but also it's very difficult to separate work from your life, because of course you need to make your living. All the countries at this point, and Belize is not the exception, is basically facing an economical situation that is causing a lot of stress to people. We can do some physical activity to release all this stress, the hormones, and gives time to the body to cope on that. Also, now that some meditations and yoga is being more accessible to people in Belize, is also another area that usually we recommend, that to be able to manage stress.